Welcome everyone, hip hop lifers, doing time, episode what, 5 now?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
five now.
it,
Yeah.
episode 5. We got Death to the Speakers artist Danny White in the building,
What's going on?
member Shane Kelly in the building, and Mr.
Everybody,
Anthony
how are you?
Gonzalez, making sure everybody's
Sorry,
connected.
just share to the group.
How y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. Been moving all day, so
Word. Yeah, I moved about 10 days ago or so. So I feel your pain. It's the worst. Moving is the
a bunch
worst.
of stuff in my car.
My audio's really not working right now.
We can hear
Can you guys hear me clear?
I can hear you.
It's like, yeah, my audio's really choppy right now for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Danny White, welcome. What's going on with you? What's going on with you lately? How you been? What you working on? What's coming up?
So for those that don't know me, I'm Danny White. I make music. Obviously, I guess. I'm working on a tape right now. It was supposed to come out a while ago, but life always happens. I just moved. I moved last month, and then I'm moving again right now. And I'm a train conductor, and being a train conductor, they have no problem disrupting your livelihood. So I've just been kind of just working on the trains all day and just in my due time trying to finish up this project. The project, it's called. I have 2 projects I'm working on. The first one's called Pipe Dreams, which is Pipe Dreams is just a pipe dream, but it's kind of inspired by the whole theme is all my heroes are fictional. Because most of the things I look up to and relate to and attach to is happens to be fictional characters.
Right,
and the second
you'll never meet your heroes kind of thing.
Kinda, yeah. It's just I've always I don't know, I don't relate to regular people. I just have always related to whether it's anime characters or video games. And the second project is the more it's called Pinocchio. And Pinocchio is kind of it's a metaphor so I have Tourette syndrome for those that don't know. And Pinocchio was the best metaphor that I could come up with. That pretty much describes what living with Tourette's is like. Because the story Pinocchio, he's just a puppet, but he just wants to be a regular kid. And the strings for a puppet, it's kind of like the Tourette's controls my body. So it's I just kind of feel I want to be the puppeteer. The whole tape is about me going from being Pinocchio to eventually the last half of it's a 2-part tape. The first part is Pinocchio, the second part is Geppetto. So it's about learning just to being in control of your insecurities or just being in a situation you can't control, and it's just about learning to be the puppeteer and just the master of your own future and just who you are as a person.
That's a dope idea. Actually, that's a really dope idea.
Yeah, very very original. I like that.
Thank you.
Now,
do you find
it
do you find it to be therapeutic for your Tourette's?
Yeah, it's funny. So I started writing spoken words, and I ended up going to Job Corps. And when I moved away to Job Corps, I was in the middle of the woods. We had little to no fucking Wi-Fi, so it was literally just you had nothing to do but just hang out. And most of the kids there rapped and freestyled. And I already was kind of good at freestyle just because, I was a theater kid. I always did improv. So I've always just been kind of witty. Just because I watch movies. I love anime, TV. And I've found that, if you're into escapism and you like those things, you have so much material in your head to use or reference. Writing punchlines and stuff. And so, originally it was just kind of something fun, and then I ended up writing a song, which was the first time it was just I just decided to write about my life, which I never really did. And we had this big dance, and there's maybe 300-400 people there, and a bunch of my friends were yo, you're fucking performing this song, you should do it. And then I don't know, it was it's kind of an out of body experience. And it was one of the it sounds cliche, but I don't know. It was one of the only times the only time I feel I don't have Tourette's and I'm just me is when I'm just rapping in front of a bunch of people. Because for me, I decided the more I started to do it, when I tell everyone if whenever you see me perform, like I like to think of it as that's me in my purest form. Like that's when you
Right.
see all of my vulnerabilities, all of my insecurities. Because like I laugh, smile, like a lot of shit I deal with, I don't tell people. But when I make music and I perform, I'm like, you want to know about my life? Like, listen to my music.
You're exposing yourself to everything. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like music's really the only safe, like, because I think everyone should be transparent with their emotions and be able to expose themselves to everyone. But it's
Right.
dangerous if you do it in inappropriate areas or situations in life. So for me, like, I feel like music is one of the only places someone can truly, like, put everything on the table and not have to worry about judgment or, like, I think that's the beautiful thing about music.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my
Because,
favorite things about music. Absolutely.
yeah, like, I've talked to people about certain things I go through before, and it's just a whole. I get a different reaction talking compared to like when I write a song about it, and it's weird because I've always wanted to feel heard, and I used to like when I've grown up, I used to just complain about things I go through, and people would be like, "All right, bro, like we get it." And then when I started rapping and like putting songs out, some of those same people would be like, "Yo, bro, I heard that song, like I really related to that." And sometimes like I was always just like, man, I've told some of you guys things I go through, and it's so weird how music you say like it's the same topics, but I guess like it's just how you deliver it, really.
Right.
It's really like the connection between a person and music. It's like an instinct almost.
Yeah,
It just connects us, like love or like anything other type of emotion that's that strong. So yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Now, what was the catalyst to push you? You said you're a theater kid. What pushed you towards rapping?
It was just I've never been good at many things, and I was good at it. And oh, I saw a question. Someone asked if I tick when I flow. So
Yeah,
that to answer that question, it just I started getting a bunch of comments like, "Yo, bro, like you don't be like twitching or ticking when you rap or like." And it was just I started doing it so much. It was like I don't even. Oh, hold on, let me my bad. Turn my
it's all
car
good.
on for the light.
Danny
I don't even
disappeared.
remember the day exactly that it was just like rapping went from a hobby to like it was just it was like waking up and eating breakfast for me because I did it so often and like it was so common. And I don't know, it was just being told I'm finally good at something. I doubled down on it, or
Right.
I tripled down on it, you know.
Right.
And it was like I feel like for people that aren't good at many things, when they're finally good at something, and it's like if you're good at something, you don't have to tell people. People are gonna tell you if you're good at it.
Absolutely.
And it just kept happening for me. That never happened before. So I was like, shit, like maybe I should like this is really helping me out. Because at first it was just therapy. You know, it was just something that like went for fun to like shit. This is actually helping me out a lot with like just my
Right.
mental state, things I'm going through. But now it's starting to like help other people out. And before, when I used to give a fuck about people liking me and respecting when I first started, it was it like I started noticing. I was like, damn, like I'm starting to get like a bunch of respect from people I normally would not get respect from. So back then, like me being young and malleable and just like prone to other people's thoughts of me, it was so many positive thoughts. I was like, shit. I was like, I need to do this. But now that I'm older, like it doesn't fucking matter if people tell like it really comes down to if you want to do something and it just for me it was a lucky roll of the dice where something people were telling me I was good at happened to be something like I just ended up falling in love with and because there's a lot of things I've tried just like for like my own mental state and so many things do not help but I don't know music was like the one thing you know.
Yep. Now, tomorrow, you said what? It's been 2 years since you performed.
Yeah, because
Wow.
COVID, me being a train conductor and like I actually normally I don't work weekends and I'm up by 5, but the MBTA has just been screwing. Like I'm working this weekend. It's the first weekend I've worked in 2 years because they've
Right.
just been disrupting our livelihoods. And like they tried making me stay till like 9 o'clock tomorrow, and I'm just like, I'm
Right.
leaving. Like,
Right. Right.
sorry. I tried putting in vacation day for this show. Like everyone, I have a couple of my coworkers come to the show too.
Just come with your shit. Just come with your T-shirt on. It's on the blue line. I mean, fucking rock it.
Yeah, honestly, right? My conductor hat. Changed my name to Dan the Conductor.
There you go. So what's the feeling like getting back ready to get back out there? What are you feeling?
I'm excited, and it's funny. So I don't have a crazy TikTok following, but I do have like a big TikTok following, and I stream. I haven't streamed in a couple weeks because I've been moving, but for about 6-7 months, I streamed every single night, and I practice my music, I rehearse, perform, and so like I'm excited because like I try telling people like if you don't have a chance to perform and people that have nerves or they get nervous or they want to get good at performing, just fucking live stream and practice. Put it like you wrote a song, put that instrumental on and rap it or sing it. And so for me, I'm excited because it's practice and prep. And it's like when I stream, sometimes I'd have like 400 to 600 people a day. And
Wow.
that shit is so nerve wracking because you don't know who the people are.
Right, exactly.
So like
you don't see a face.
The first time it happened, I freaked the fuck out, and I like forgot my lyrics, and I started streaming every single night, and I kept getting those numbers, and like by like week 2, it was just like effortless and like clockwork, and like so I performed with my friend last week, but I was just a feature like on a song. And that was technically my first time like performing in front of like a bunch of people.
Right.
But it's like it's so much easier in my opinion performing in person because you know who you're looking at. But if you're on a stream and you see a big number and you're like, these 300 people could be anywhere. Like but that's just like how I look at it. So I'm super excited just because I've been practicing and all that. So I'm really excited for I was in Sammy's Patio is a dope spot. I was there for a versus battle a couple weeks ago between 2 of my friends. And I know Paranoia, homies with Anthony. Appreciate everyone again for the opportunity to perform. I actually don't know anyone else.
No.
We're social, but also like there's so many people I still don't know, and the people I know are surprised when I don't know them. So I'm excited to chop it up and network with people tomorrow too.
Word.
Yeah, it's definitely a good group of guys. Good group of guys. We're gonna move on to a little something we call "What's Your Issue" around here. So
Okay.
we'll start with you first. It can be any issue. It doesn't have to be music. It could be. I mean, don't try to get too political, but
oh yeah, of course.
What's your issue?
My issue is social media. As far as like, I'm guilty of this, and I've actually been trying to practice daily to like not do it. Is we're so obsessed with like instant gratification and validation online. I used to post it all the time, specifically just because I wanted validation by people. And like one thing I just started noticing, like being on TikTok, there's kids that'll started rapping fucking 2 weeks ago, and they'll drop a song, and they get pissed off that their song doesn't blow, their song doesn't pop. Or like, I don't know, it's like when TikTok does this thing where they'll let you, almost everyone can go viral on it, but they do that on purpose. It's like a drug. It's like a drug deal will give you a free sample. They're like, yo, here's this free hit. Because going viral is like, I've gone viral a couple times. That you can get lost in the sauce real fucking quick. Because you get all these comments, notifications. You get messages from people, like big social like media people that you never, and some people don't know how to handle it. And then it won't happen again. And you start to get mad because going viral becomes an expectation. And I think social media like is just like, I got to argue with my friend Danny about this. And like we both agree, but I think social media does have a lot of positive things, but too much of anything is bad. And I think social media can single-handedly destroy you if you just get consumed by it all. Like, that's why, like, escapism probably isn't no better. But, like, there's a lot of times during the day, I fucking toss my phone across the room. My phone's on Do Not Disturb at all times because I either want to get lost in a game, I want to watch a movie that I haven't seen, or, like, rewatch it to see if I want to catch things. And I feel like social media is making people not have interests, or the instant gratification where they just want shit to happen. Like, it's got to happen fucking now. Like, I just got this job. Where's my promotion? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I just think a lot of people, it's like a sleeper drug almost. Like, you don't realize how much it can ruin you, like, mentally. And it can ruin relationships, too. There's people that don't fuck with me because they've either took a post I made out of context. And there's people that met me through social media and think, like, I'm either arrogant or because I'm just passionate with my opinions. And I post how I talk in real life, but it's a different tone. And then they'll meet me in real life and they're like, oh shit, you're actually mad cool and chill. I'm like, yeah. A lot of people online, I think, are afraid to just post their thoughts or, like, or not be people pleasers. But, like, I feel like if most people just posted how they talked and were just, like, tried to be themselves online too, it just, I don't know. I think social media it makes people either be fake, create different identities for themselves. They get lost in the sauce and, like, they just get disconnected from reality. And I think it'll fuck one thing up and then trickle down into everything else in their life. And yeah, so it grinds my gears.
There you go.
Yeah, nice.
Shane, what's your issue?
I mean, there's a whole place full of them, but we don't have time for all those. I had one on my mind, but I work in the fire alarm industry, so people that don't change their smoke detector batteries, are a pet peeve to me because I can hear one beeping in the background, and honestly, like, to keep it light, I was gonna say people that go to Red Sox games with white jerseys on that have names on them, because that's never been a thing, and it just really, like, bites my craw that you have a name on the back of a white Red Sox jersey. That's pretty much it.
Jeez. Wow. Anthony, what's your issue?
Okay. Mine is whenever I'm trying to debate someone on, like, about an MC or an artist or anything really, and I'm talking about, like, the more technical merits of something, but then all they want to talk about is sales numbers and stuff like that. It's like, no, I'm not talking about sales. Like, that's not relevant to the technical quality of what we're trying to discuss here. And I just hate how that gets brought in as if it's like that makes this better than something else because it has more sales, and I just can't stand that.
Amen. There's a lot of artists that sales numbers.
Like Nickelback, they sold tons of albums, and it's like a running joke that they suck.
He said Nickelback.
It's a good example. It really is, though.
But there was a study on Nickelback hate.
He's not lying.
They sold millions.
Yeah.
What?
They don't
I
even
hate
think
them. Yeah, they even know they suck.
Yeah. They've literally said it themselves. But they got numbers.
I can't hate on them. I mean, shit.
No, not at all. At least they're self-aware and they got the numbers to make a living.
They knew what they were doing.
Numbers is such a funny thing,
right?
Because
like we're gonna make.
Go ahead, Danny.
Iggy Azalea's crazy numbers, but she's in no one's top 10 for rap.
Right.
Have you seen the live clips of her, like that Wayne and a Wayne and a Wayne and a Wayne? Can't like it's awful.
Like, have at it, bro.
Look, it's who's buying the number, who's buying all these albums too. It's
Well, that's the thing.
They have those farms that like just download shit and like hit likes like in comments and shit like that, like the big fucking like farms. And
right,
that's how
exactly.
a lot of people just generate numbers. They just buy them, literally.
Right.
And that's ridiculous. 100%. I don't even understand how that's even allowed, but that's another issue. My issue is something that's been on the page for the past. Well, it was a couple of days ago. It was a hot issue, and it's the
I think
idea. Yeah. It's the idea of not liking something but being able to respect it. But because you don't particularly like that thing, you tend to be called a hater. And I don't understand it because it's not coming from a place of hate.
Right.
Hate is like fucking die. I don't care about you.
Yeah,
It's not
right,
that. It's just I don't dig what you're putting out, but I respect and I understand what you're doing. That's been a little bit of an issue I've noticed. Like people like to get really upset and take it personal, and I never understood.
That seems to be the culture these days.
It's because of social media.
Right. People take everything personal these days, and they don't know how to not take it personal anymore, and that's the sad part.
Right.
They take
fandom, really, even with like sports fans that take it like to the personal extreme. I just never understood that, and it's almost like a similar thing. Like you either have to be a Nas or a Jay-Z guy. That's like being a Red Sox or a Yankee fan. Like you can't, if you say one thing against the other one, you're going to have all these other people saying you're a hater or this or that. It's just a very strange thing to me. I don't understand why you can't just like something or not. And
don't get me started on Eminem fans.
No, me either. I don't get it.
They're one of the worst fucking community. I love Eminem, but his community is one of the worst fucking communities in hip hop.
I know, toxic as hell.
Right,
crazy, dude.
See, I'm not a huge fan. So
I liked his older work, and I appreciate like his wordplay and like just the way he puts things together and structures stuff. I respect the hell out of it, but I haven't liked any of his music since like.
Right, I think his last. I think Curtain Call was his probably last good album, and then after that he just fell off because he wasn't hungry for it anymore, and then he became super political, which was really off turning and like, bro, you're an artist, like do your music and show me where you hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the shit that comes from deep within. I don't, whatever. But I can agree to disagree with that. Like we were just saying. You can like everything and respect them, or not like it and still respect them. So
right, exactly. But some people take it way too personal, and I don't understand that.
Hell yeah!
It just drives me. It's like I didn't say that your mother was a whatever. I'm like just saying that I don't particularly like Nas. Sorry. But
no, don't be sorry. Everybody, like it's your opinion, whatever.
Exactly. That's why I say opinions can't be wrong. So
and that's why you should be able to sit down and discuss stuff like that. Like, I like this one because of this, or I like that one because of that, and like have a civil discussion. You might not change somebody's mind, but at least you'll know my point of view and where I'm coming from on my subject.
Right.
With no malice.
A lot of comments you'll see too from people is that you don't understand the culture because you don't like this.
I see that post.
That drives me
10
nuts.
times a day. Because people that do this don't understand the culture. People who do that or say that don't understand the culture. I see it every day.
Right. It's
Bro, I'm 47. I understand the culture.
Right. We're going to move on to our apocalypse packs.
Why wouldn't you want to teach them? Show them the way.
I'm an apocalypse packs.
I'm an old head.
4 album thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Yes, always 4 different genres.
4 albums, 4 genres across any type of music. You can go back to Mozart if you like.
All right. I do have a couple. The first one, it's not hip hop or rap. It's have you ever listened to Twiddle?
No.
They're kind of like reggaeton rock, I guess.
Okay.
So their album Plump Chapter 1.
Were they like in that Sublime type lane?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to them. Like I'll take psychedelics and go watch them perform, and it's one of the most euphoric. Like they just make like feel good. Like a lot of their songs is about like how music heals, but in like different ways and stuff.
I love stuff like
so
that.
like Yeah, their music is just they're called Twiddle, and the song I recommend is called Syncopated Feeling. It's like one of my all-time favorite songs.
Write that down.
Cool.
I'll
The
have them
second
look.
one is an older band. They're called I Fight Dragons. Now I think they're from like maybe 2011, 2013.
That
But when
name
I
sounds
found
really
them in high
familiar.
school, so I don't know if they still do, but they used to make like a lot of 8-bit like video game sounds.
Okay,
and
I
then
know
mesh-
exactly who that is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
they would mesh
they're
it
like
with
kind of like that game rock or whatever.
Yeah. And I just like fell in love with their songwriting. So it's called Cool is Just a Number. I think that's their first album. They have a song on there. The music video is one of my favorite music videos of all time. It's called Faster the Treadmill. And it's about there's this you're in a video game and the main hero is just killing all the enemies, and it's the perspective of one of the side grunts. And
Oh, interesting.
and it's about him, like, he doesn't want to be a grunt anymore. Like, he wants to be the hero, or like he wants to do something good. He's sick of just being fodder for he doesn't want to be evil. He just wants to go
I like
do
that.
his
It's
own
kind of
thing.
meta. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
so the whole song is just about like people telling you like I want to do this, and everyone's like, no, you have to do this, and like so the whole song. But the music, it's such a cool music video. The third album is a recent album. I'm a fucking huge Earth Gang stan now. Like, I don't know what it is about Earth Gang. Like, I'm trying to go see them perform this summer, but their album Ghetto Gods, I don't know what it is. I think it, beginning to end, I can listen to it over and over, and to me it's just such a good tape. And the fourth one, probably Michael Jackson Greatest Hits album, because it happens to have most of my favorite MJ songs on there. Because I think Michael Jackson's the greatest performer of all time, and
Absolutely.
in my opinion, no one has written or made better songs than him. For me, at least.
You won't get an argument from me.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't argue that point either.
Shane, you're up.
All right, cool. This was a hard one because I like so much different music. So I went back to the Beatles Sgt. Pepper album. That was their album where things kind of changed for them. They found psychedelics. They found different substances to, broaden their horizons. At the time of them actually making that album, they met the Grateful Dead, and they were recording in the same studios. And that kind of is what set them off on their path of, cosmic realm, adventures. And there was that album. My second, I was thinking on the lines of like Smashing Pumpkins' Melancholy, Infinite Sadness, the double album. Some of my favorite songs of all time come from those two albums. Big, Billy Corrigan fan.
I love how cinematic that album is.
Yeah, it's an interesting album. It touches a lot of different areas of music. It's a well produced album. Like most of the stuff that they came out with. They're actually touring with Jane's Addiction this year, so that should be an interesting show. My third album is a hip hop album, Third Base, the Cactus Album. Just all the little skits. It was one of the first albums to really touch on play to end, no stoppage of any kind of sound. Just kind of captured you and drug you into the Cactus realm. And, their music, when I was growing up, I'm 47, so the Cactus album came out when I was maybe a sophomore or a junior in high school, when I was just starting to explore music for the first time. So that was a super weird and cool album to listen to. And then I think Another high school album was Def Leppard, like Hysteria, which was one of the greatest rock albums of all time. Def Leppard put out countless hits, and
Oh yeah.
Hysteria was just one of those albums where, I can think of summer times at the beach, just listening, front to back on that album, and it brings back good memories. Music in general, it's just therapeutic. So, there's just so much to listen to. But yeah, those are my four.
All right, cool. Good fall. Anthony, you're up.
I wrote mine down. All right, I went with Daft Punk Alive 2007. I took a lot of my favorite Daft Punk tracks and then mixed them in just such an amazing way. And it sounds so good for being a live album. Usually I'm not that into live albums because there's a lot of distortion, but that one just sounds amazing. And I did Louis Logic, Cinematic, or some hip hop. That album carried me through like a really terrible breakup with a cheater. Plus, I was drinking a lot, so that had both extremes of me drinking myself to a stupor and then being depressed about the messed up relationship. And while that time in my life was bad, the music was great. So,
Right.
And then with Square Pusher, Hard Normal Daddy. That's some real experimental stuff. He did a lot of drum and bass and electronic stuff, a lot of like jazzy, a lot of like fusions of different music styles and sounds. So that one I had to go on there. And then last I had the Pixies, Doolittle. That one just brings back tons of memories.
Nice.
Such a
Amazing album. Yes.
Like front to back, I love the whole thing. And that's it.
Good fall. I'm gonna go with Rage Against the Machine first album because I think I was like 12 or 13 or something when that came out, and that's just so angry. Oh, I was so angry and like just like it was like a soundtrack to anger in your life. So that was a good one. And then I'm gonna go way over the spectrum. I'm gonna go Fiona Apple with Title.
Nice, bro.
Oh yeah.
I think I was probably like 16, 17 when that came out.
Yeah, she just kicked your ass. That's a great album.
Yeah. And she was just so like wicked talented and just like and hot and everything. Like when you're 17, 16, seeing her, you're like, oh my God, I'm in love, And hip hop, I had one in my head and it just slipped out. But I'm gonna go to my number 4 first. Beck, Loser, great album. It's like that it was like a really, really hip hop inspired album too.
Oh yeah,
I almost went with the Beck album myself. I love Beck.
But Soul Sucking Jerk is a hip hop song, really. If you listen to it, it breaks down just like a hip hop song. Everything about it's hip hop. But what was the hip hop album? I fucking forgot. Of course, because I don't write shit down. But I'll just go on off the top of my head. Handshakes with Snakes from Apathy. That's one of my favorites. So
good choice.
Nice.
So we're gonna move on to our open discussion topic. Does anybody have one off the top of the head they want to throw out there? And Danny, you got anything you want to get off your chest, on your mind, anything?
I don't know. It's funny. Like sometimes my mind is like a empty void of my own thoughts, and I just like whatever is like in front of me for discussion. I'm like, all right, cool. Like let's talk about that. And when it comes, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like things I've been like thinking about lately, like especially musically. Is this more of like oh, what do you have?
What do you find it easier to try to write? Just bars or concepts?
I think bars, because concepts, if I sit down and I try to think of a concept, I don't. But like I've always found concepts come to me. Like the concept of Pinocchio came to me while I was driving. I was trying to like just think of hooks. And I have like a playlist of instrumentals that I always like have sent to me. And it was like this slow, like jazzy, like piano with like a slow saxophone. And I don't know why, like I just thought of a hook. And this is before I came up with the concept, was just like Pinocchio just popped in my head, and I was trying to write like a hook about like living with Tourette's, and I was just like, sick of all these strings, but I wish you let go. Oh, I feel like Pinocchio. And then for some reason I was like, holy shit. I was like, Pinocchio. Like, as I'm driving, I was like, this is the best way I can like describe like living with Tourette's. And like I'm just having these thoughts. I was like, and now I'm not controlled by it. I was like, and then I could do like some shit where I'm Geppetto, and then like I don't know, and I wasn't looking for it. So I feel like bars are, but I always actively, when I watch anime or play video games, I'm actively trying to think of bars that pertain to like, if I posted a snippet today of me rapping to an instrumental, and one of the lines was a Pokemon reference, because I've been playing Pokemon all day every day the last 2 weeks. But like I try to write lines. I got into an argument with my friend Dan about this. And I feel when it comes to being a nerd, I write bars for, if you know, you know. If you don't, ain't my problem. I didn't write that bar for you. And then my friend Dan was like, yeah, but is it really a bar though if not everyone gets it? And I'm like, yeah, but the people who do get it want to explain that bar to other people because they're in the know.
No,
And I try to
I
write
don't like
bars.
decipher bars in music, so that definitely makes sense. I love it when I listen to a track and I don't catch the bar the first time.
Yeah,
And then
like,
again, oh shit, how did I not notice
so
that?
I'm a big horror fan, and my opening line, like a more popular song I had, so Invasion of the Body Snatchers is one of my all-time favorite movies, like of all time. And the opening line is, I question everyone around me like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And like, I'm sure you could understand the line, but if you've watched that movie, you're like, damn, that shit's hard. And then like they'll want to explain it to other people. Like there was a line I had, it's I don't know if you guys watch anime at all, but there's this anime called so you ever watch One Piece?
Oh yeah.
So do you know what a buster call? Do you know what a buster call is?
What was that?
You know what a buster call is?
Uh-huh.
So a buster call, when you make a buster call, you're calling everyone in the government to destroy an island. So you have like thousands of people like pull up.
Right.
And I got a bunch of messages about, because I have a lot of anime fans that follow me. It was the way I call my homies, they pull up just like a buster call.
Nice.
And like, so like my friends that are One Piece fans are like, oh shit, sorry, I just saw that. My friends that are One Piece fans and people that follow me, they're like, yo, is that a One Piece reference? So for me, I think bars are the most important thing to, like, I be getting tight. I'll hear certain people's bars, and I'm like, do you even try to like think of things? So like everyone has their own personal interests and likes, and all you got to do is make bars about it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like when you do that, it makes an intimate connection with other people because they feel they have someone that likes the same things as them. And as long as you don't make it sound corny. So I think bars.
It's about how you deliver it.
Yeah,
I mean,
concepts aren't good if they're forced.
Relating to stuff in music, I think, is what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're clever enough to hide bars that have, you know, more than a meaning, you know, outside of even what you might have like first said, and people catch on it, you're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, like,
yeah,
I'm glad they caught on that, you know, like, for sure.
I think it's honestly the only way to do it as a rapper. Like you could have filler bars and throwaway bars, but I feel like certain things, like with concepts, I feel a lot of concepts are forced. Because you'll have certain people, they'll kind of overthink concepts, and then it kind of like either the thought it'll get so convoluted to where like only they understand the concept.
Right.
And if you have to always explain your concept to everyone else, like, you know what I mean? So I think, bars infinitely easier to think of than concepts, because concepts should just naturally come to you.
One thing you were touching on, like being a nerd, and I love nerd culture. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big Marvel fan, big DCU fan. Hip hop and comics are like peanut butter and jelly to me. I think they just go. Yeah, they just
I
go
love Method Man as a
together
kid.
so well. It's the whole yourself and your alter ego type thing.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
It's like when
Now-
you got the mic, you're not Clark Kent, fucking Superman when you're on the mic.
Right.
You're Spark Kent.
Yeah, Spark. Yeah.
That's my dude.
Like a lot of people call me Danny Phantom. That's been a nickname I've had since I was like 15.
Oh, where? Yeah. Okay, that fits.
And like now, as I've gotten older, I'm just like with how Eminem has Slim Shady, like I have Danny Phantom, and now I've just the concept of Danny Phantom. For now, I'm just like, you either see what I'm trying to do, or you just fucking don't see it.
Right.
Like,
So, do you use Danny Phantom in your music still, or no?
oh yeah, I have a Danny Phantom bar in almost every song I do.
Right.
Or every other. Like, and it's funny because my friends from growing up started calling me Danny Phantom. I went to Job Corps. People started calling me Danny Phantom because I'd either never leave my dorm or I was always at the smoking section freestyling. And like people would be like, "Yo, what you been like? Yo, like, bro, you're like Danny Phantom. Like, you just be leaving." I was like, "Yeah." And then I went to like another job. I went to 2 Job Corps. The second Job Corps, people started calling me Danny Phantom. So it's kind of like a nickname, just like given. So like more like I won't like. The only time I'll ever refer to myself as Danny Phantom is in a rap song, but I'll never in my life introduce myself to somebody like, "Yo, I'm Danny White, but you can call me Danny Phantom." Like,
Right.
I feel like that would be corny. You know what I mean?
So, I'm also known as. Oh,
AKA.
you got anything you want to plug coming up?
Yeah, we got a killer show tomorrow night. Sammy's Patio.
Yes, we do.
If
Yes,
you're not
we do.
there, I don't know, dog. Sammy's Patio, doors open at 7 p.m., $15 at the door. The things I want to plug, you can follow me on IG, DannyWH814. That's where I'll be posting music. I have a bunch of songs I haven't released yet. I just have to get them all mixed. So I do have a tape, hopefully coming out. I want to say next month, but yeah, I don't know. I've never been like good at plugging myself.
No,
It's
do it.
like, yeah, you can just follow me on Instagram. Follow me if you search Danny White on TikTok. Like I'm probably gonna be the first thing you pop up. But if I don't pop up right away, just scroll down. You'll see my face in the video eventually.
Word.
And, yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow night. It's gonna be super. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
Great lineup. Great lineup.
I'm actually
I'll be
sitting less
hosting.
than a mile right now.
Oh, you in front of it? Oh, you're on. What are you on, Revere Beach right now?
Yeah, I live in Revere, so I came down and I'm in my car.
Same.
I'm just hanging on the beach, listening to the waves, doing a podcast.
My family's still moving, so my house is super chaotic right now.
Where,
I was like, I'm gonna do this in my car.
yeah, my wife works like night shift, so she's in her office, and I have a deep voice, so I didn't want to disturb her.
Right. You don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah, you know how it is, bro. I've been married 23 years for a reason, you know?
Right. But I want to give a shout out to Speak the Rebel, Save the Rebel. Go hit up that GoFundMe.
Oh yeah.
We still got the raffle going. Go on the featured section of Hip Hop Lifers. Click that raffle. If you don't already own all of the CDs and the tape, get it anyway. Get it to your friend. We got the show tomorrow night. Sammy's Patio, Revere Beach, Death to the Speakers, King Arthur, Improv the Supervillain, Looney Bats, Danny White, Shed Light, Paranoia from Animal Embassy Records. We like to announce there. So we'll be representing. But It was a good time tonight, fellas. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
man. Thank you for
No
having
worries.
us.
We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you both tomorrow.
Yeah,
Anthony,
see you
thank
guys
you so
tomorrow night.
much. But
Yeah.
again, doing time, episode 5 in the books.
Word.
Have a good night.
Oh yeah.
Much
Oh,
love,
yeah.
guys.
Peace out, fellas.
Have a good
See you
night,
guys tomorrow
fellas.
night.
See you tomorrow
Peace out.
night.